Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be in this world. This is Hejin Lee, and I am in my hotel in Germany, overcast, raining, waiting for the sun, taking a break. So here I have Stroker 87 making a request, I believe for XMR, and I'll be happy to oblige. So he says that it's having difficulty breaking through resistance at around 90 to 100 at the moment, but I think due to the solid fundamentals of the coin, it's got bright things on the horizon. Wow, he's been holding this since less than 10. Booyah to you, massive profits. But I'm not giving this one up anytime soon. Good for you. Let me tell you why I agree. Alright, here is a daily chart, and this is actually the ladder that I had put in for Monero, and we can consider this filled. I'll make it a purple one. So I got this buy wrong filled. This one is definitely filled. Oops. Make that a purple as well. And this is the laddering that supplied on how I would make an entry. So 2 out of 8 rungs are filled so far. And I would imagine this to get filled soon as well. But anyways, let's for now get rid of this. Laddering is my favorite technique to buy or to sell. Because by scaling in your entry, you eliminate as much emotion as possible, especially the negative emotions, the buyer's remorse. So let's say I bought here. I keep seeing the price going down and down below my buy. I go, oh my gosh, I can't take the pain anymore. I sell. And then right when I sell, it goes right back up again. That's called buying high and selling low. And you can help yourself with that by removing that kind of buyer's remorse and doing exactly what I just showed you here, the example for laddering. Now here's a daily chart. I showed this, these are the original markings from the last time I had updated XMR. I had shown that there clearly was a motive set of 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And then after 5 waves and 8 waves, what happens? You get a requisite retracement in the form of an ABC. For those of you who are new to my blog, welcome. I am grateful that you would give me some of your valuable time to read my blogs. And the objective I have is to help and do no harm. And what that means is I have spent over 15 years in using technical analysis and have made every possible mistake out there, and many-fold. From each mistake, and every time, even when I repeated that mistake, I learned from that mistake. And from the learnings that I have through the experiences of the tonnages of the failures that I've gone through, I think by putting out analysis like this, I can help augment your due diligence. And that's why I consistently say the objective of my blog is to help and do no harm. I almost consider myself as a technical analyst, crypto physician, if you will. And I enjoy doing this very much. I'm already seeing I'm helping people. People are getting into technical analysis. They're buying the books that I recommend. The two books on one on Elliott wave analysis and the other one on stock trends, the pattern recognition. And the dialogue that I'm getting and the comments I'm getting, it clearly shows that my objective is being achieved. I would like to, however, reach out to more people. And the best way in Steemit to do that is to gain as much visibility as possible. I will never take a crooked way of getting a visibility, as I have been, for some weird reason, been accused of by some other commenters. I would never undercut somebody or cheat somebody or plagiarize. I've actually caught others plagiarizing my videos, posting it as theirs, and as a result I put watermark on my videos. Or even any of my sayings or quotes or contents. I mean, it's, but I went into this fully realizing this kind of negativity can be possible. No one person can be a dollar bill. And I am 47 years old. I have lived long enough. I teach my children always to be kind, but don't be stupid about it. And but regardless, you know what? I'm going to put my head down and do my utmost and keep putting out the best analysis that I can. So, for the new viewers, followers, thank you very much again for joining me. Just to give, if you've never heard of Elliott wave analysis, let me just give you a quick intro. Elliott wave analysis, it uses waves to measure the ebbs and flows of sentiment, and uses waves in the form of 5 and 3. It states that there are 5 waves like this. And the movement of price, which is driven by sentiment, moves in 5. And each one wave is related to the other by the Fibonacci ratio. Quite often, if wave 3 is the longest wave, wave 1 and wave 5 are usually about the same in length. If not, wave 5 is 0.618 of wave 1 or less, maybe 0.5. In this case, I'm going to keep it about equal. There are also rules on how you label these waves. Let's go back to here. I'm just going to reposition these. So here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves that I've labeled. 1 and 2 is here. Now the relationship between wave 1 and 2 is that the bottom of the 2 cannot equal the start of 1. So in this case, 1 and 2 are fine. Wave 3 can never be the shortest in 1, 3, and 5. Doesn't have to always be the longest. That's not what it says. It just says that wave 3 cannot be the shortest amongst 1, 3, and 5. So wave 3 is here and 4. The relationship between wave 4 and 1 is that the bottom of 4 cannot overlap with the peak of 1. So here is 4. Here is the peak of 1, plenty of distance. And 5 means it just needs to have 5 subwaves. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here you see the classic personality trait of a crypto. And what is that? Extended fifth. In cryptos, fifth wave is very extended, the longest, just like here. And it's got a beautiful 5 subwaves pointing to that. And what happens when you get an extended fifth? When you get an extended fifth, you get a very deep retracement, often towards wave 2. And in this case, Elliott wave states that after 5 waves, there is a 3-wave retracement in the form of an ABC. So if the fifth wave is extended, then the retrace will be very deep. It'll be extremely deep. 0.786 or 78.6%, let's say, or 86.6%, almost the whole darn thing. So what you need to do always is, a take home from this is, when you see an extended fifth, let's say you're here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're passing the peak of the 3, and it's really being clear now that wave 5 is the longest and not wave 3, then you're getting an extended fifth, and that means get out, because you're going to get a massive, very, very deep retracement. That's why I put a question mark here last time. I wasn't sure whether this is the C, because it's got to be deeper than that. And then I put a second potential here, and I think it will touch this, right, this point right here. So now I can remove the question marks. And if this is extended, then we're going to get a very deep retrace, maybe down to here, below the 4. And we can relabel this A as here, A, B, C will probably get here. Let's remove this for now. So I think it'll go to maybe 75-ish or so. And that means there is also, since there was an extended fifth, there is also a possibility of this doing what's called a bullish piercing. It'll briefly pierce the lower support line to get rid of all the weak hands. That's the way sentiment, or rather the price moves, prepares for the next launch up. By getting rid of all the weak hands. The uninformed, the non-technical analysts, the ones who only go by the gut feeling, will be shocked by this if it pierces and breaches the support line. For them, this will be a sign for exit. Not for me. For me, this is bullish. That's why they call it the bullish wick. Just like up here, it was a bearish wick. Look, it pierced the upper resistance line. Now, for the uninformed, the ones who shoot from the hips, hoping to hit something, the ones who are not the technical analysts, will be excited by this here. They will buy more, only to be dismayed terribly. And then they will buy high and end up selling low. Probably sell earlier than that, more on this side or this range. They will get dismayed. They will think, I thought it broke resistance. I thought that was a good thing. And it wasn't. This is very bearish to me. Now, if it pierces the below line, it'll be very bullish. That's why earlier when I showed you the laddering, it was well below some of them, the rungs. Some of the ones were well below the support line to prepare for that possibility. And I think it's getting closer to a probability. Now, it's not required for it to pierce, but if it does, we will not be alarmed. We will be excited. We will be positively excited. We will not be selling. We will be buying in that instance. Now, here is the line moved a little bit. Okay. Here is what I call the jaws of wealth. It's like a big crocodile mouth opening wide. It's opening wide and inviting you to come in and buy. Because it has 4 higher targets to go, like 260 buckaroos. And from here, how will you know that the turn has happened? For the long-time listeners, you should know by now. One of the best indication that a turn has happened is you will see an impulse 5 wave up, like this. Also, when is the best time to buy? Is it here? No. I've already discussed why. Is it here when it's doing an A? No. What about a B when it's doing a B wave? Should I be buying here? No. You should be buying at the terminal end of a C wave, of an ABC correction. How do I know this is an ABC correction? Well, before that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And any wave states what happens after 5 waves. You get a requisite ABC correction. And this is an extended 5th wave, so I know most likely, most probably, the retracement will be very deep, and this is a deep freaking retracement here. It meets that requirement. But we also know that A is done, B is done, and C is at its terminal end. So what do? You buy. And if it pierces the support line, what do? You get more excited and buy more. Now, these 5 waves become subwaves of higher level wave 1. And this becomes wave 2. What's after wave 2? 1, 2 is 3. 3 is coming up here. Now, it could be somewhere up here, here, I don't know. It could be anywhere in this line. Not a clue. Why? Cryptos have another personality trait called hurry up and wait syndrome. When they do an impulse, they don't waste any time. They almost go vertical. Look at this. When they do an impulse. But when they do a correction, it's like sometimes like molasses flowing outside in the middle of February. It's like they'll go very complex and long as possible. So that's why it could be up here. Maybe it'll stop at 228. But hell, if you buy here, I'll take 228 and take my profits. What about here? 245? Fine with me. Good profits. I'm putting 260. One reason is because is because I know that in this scenario, it'll touch the upper trend line and probably bounce off, and you're going to see maybe a major decline. But hell, even then it'll be above where you bought. Okay. Now for those of you hodling, sure, hodling works. The only time it didn't work, in my opinion, is on the tulip bubble. And a few other bubbles. Is Bitcoin in a bubble? I think so. Are the cryptos going into a bubble? I think so. Could it pop anytime? Yes. But I think there's a little more time to go in the up direction. All of this has a caveat. All of my altcoin scenario, bullish scenario, has a caveat. And that is, depending on how Bitcoin does. If right now Bitcoin starts crashing by $500 or more, all bets are off on my altcoin bullish projections. Again, all my altcoin bullish projections are off the table should and if Bitcoin start crashing. Why is that? Because Bitcoin is the moon that moves the tides in the cryptosphere ocean, and XMR and every other coin swims in that cryptosphere ocean. I've also said that when Bitcoin sneezes, and if Bitcoin crashes, it means Bitcoin will catch the cold. That means the altcoins will be sick as hell. So the only caveat I put in is watch Bitcoin. Watch Bitcoin very carefully. Once it starts crashing, I'd be out. Just in case. That's a situation where you want to shoot first and ask questions later. Having said that, going back to here, we should see another swing up for XMR. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope I have earned the right to ask you for your upvote, your follow, and your reesteem considerations. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you.